Ladies and gentlemen, back in October, I did a story on 5 states that would be voting to remove language from their state constitution for slavery. Well, 4 states voted to abolish it. Louisiana voted to keep it. Somehow, I'm just not surprised that Louisiana would do that. So, 4 US states have voted to remove language from their state constitutions that slavery is legal as a criminal punishment. But Louisiana voted to keep the slavery exception after the legislator who had sponsored the ballot turned against it. Edmund Jordan said he had realized the measure could inadvertently expand slavery. Advocates of the initiative said that it is needed to prevent prisoner abuse. So you're justifying keeping slavery in your state constitution to prevent prisoner abuse? They hope to remove the same exemption from the US state constitution. So they want it from the Constitution, the 13th Amendment. They want to eventually abolish the slavery from there, which has been used, as we all know, as a loophole to really keep slavery going behind bars. Now, you got some people out here that will tell you that prison is not slavery, but yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you're making people work for free or giving them pennies per hour, that's slavery. So, Alabama, Oregon, Tennessee, and Vermont all voted on Tuesday to remove exemptions allowing slavery or involuntary servitude from their state constitutions in an effort to ban slavery entirely. But with all ballots counted from Tuesday's midterm election, 6 out of every 10 Louisiana voters opposed the amendment. The outcome could enable prisoners to challenge forced labor in the criminal justice system, says a legal expert. Some 800,000 prisoners currently working pennies or for nothing at all, according to experts. 7 states do not pay prisoners any type of wage, but they will give them job assignments, but they get paid nothing. So prisoners can be punished if they refuse to work. So why did Louisiana reject the change? Mr. Jordan, a Democrat. I mean, are we surprised the person that sponsored this was a Democrat? We should not be surprised. State representative for the city of Baton Rouge says that he pulled his initial support for the measure after a closer reading of the proposed law led him to believe that it could have actually expanded protections for slavery. Currently, the law states that slavery and involuntary servitude are prohibited except in the latter case as punishment for a crime. That, you know what, either you don't want slavery or you do. Anytime you put loopholes in, it is certain that you still want it around. I mean, stop trying to pretend that's not what you mean. That's exactly what you mean when you put these loopholes in there. Okay, the proposal he authored would have removed the phrase except in the latter case of punishment for a crime and added a clause saying that the measure does not apply to the otherwise lawful administration of criminal justice. Slavery is currently banned under the law, he says, but the use of the word ladder in the existing law means that involuntary servitude is still technically legal as a punishment. So technically, America has had slavery the entire time, even up to this very day. So, ladies and gentlemen, although there is no difference between slavery and involuntary servitude, Mr. Jordan says the removal of the word ladder would have left it, saying that slavery and involuntary servitude are both permitted for the lawful administration of criminal justice. No, there are big differences between indentured servitude or involuntary servitude and slavery. What do you mean the same? No, it's there are clear differences with involuntary servitude. Eventually, it's going to have an expiration date where slavery has no end date at all. So, in an interview with the BBC on Wednesday, Mr. Jordan, a Democrat, let me emphasize that a Democrat said he pulled his support because he wanted to do no harm and that keeping the law as it stands now means we're no worse off today than we were 2 days ago. He says he plans to reverse the bill and campaign for it to pass in 2023. No, I think he realized he should have read the law carefully before making a decision. It seems like he just dumped, it just seems like he jumped on the side of punishing prisoners with slavery before reading what he was sponsoring, which is really stupid. But sometimes I don't think many of these politicians read what they are sponsoring. He's not alone. So he had concerns that the proposed law could have allowed slavery. He cited that the Supreme Court's decision in June to invalidate the national right to abort, and they're talking about Roe v. Wade, and I don't know what that got to do with you enslaving people. So let me just go down in this. So they're just talking about a prisoner, somebody that was in jail for 25 years, and his case was reinvestigated and he was let go. Right. So then you put this person technically in slavery and they didn't do anything wrong, didn't break the law. But then again, that it wasn't that how it was 500 years ago. The people they enslaved didn't break none of their laws. So Mr. Jordan denies that hard labor contributed to his decision. Prison labor is a multi-billion-dollar industry in the US. That's why they have never let go of slavery. It's too much money being profited from it even to this very day. So they're saying there are still more than a dozen states that include language permitting slavery and involuntary servitude for prisoners, according to the Associated Press agency. Several other states make no mention of slavery or forced prison labor. So, look like out of the 5 states, Louisiana is keeping slavery and the other 4 states are abolishing it. Only in America can 2022 be here and you're still voting on slavery. Wow. History repeating itself, right? Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.